Welcome to the Cronulla Oak Puppet Workshop. This is the second of 2 puppet workshops that we're doing for you. So templates available to download, you can print those off and then you'll be ready to start customising the templates to create your own personal puppets. So first let's add some colour or patterns to our templates. I chose to add some complementary colours, the blue and the orange for their clothes. And then just some crazy colour hair. This is Puppet World, so we don't have to stick to reality when it comes to hair and faces and so on. You can do some black and white patterns, or you can leave the puppets as they are if you like. You don't have to colour them in. I thought it was nice though, colour splash. A summer puppet. Okay, so once you've done that, it's time to stick the customised templates onto some recycled card. And I find that things like cereal boxes are perfect for this, or I used a pizza box, anything like that. I prefer that to some of the craft cards simply because it's stiff enough to stand up straight, but it's still thin enough to cut. So for example, a cardboard box, packaging box, like you might get to bring your groceries home in would be too hard to cut. But cereal boxes and so on are perfect. I used a glue stick for this and spread out the glue from the centre towards the edges. That way I don't crinkle my paper. I always put the lid back on the glue, of course. And then when I'm attaching them to the cardboard, same, spread out from the centre to the edges. When the glue's dry, we can start cutting out our characters. So of course, always be careful when you're using scissors. Make sure you're concentrating on what you're doing. And just cut out the general shape to begin with. You don't need to get right up to the lines. And in fact, we want a little bit of space because we want to see that black outline. And we'll lose a sense of that if you cut right up to the line. It might sound obvious, but I recommend that you hold the character and then cut the bits you don't want off. And it's better to not try to go continuously around close to the line in one cut, but instead, as I'm doing here, to chop off little sections at a time. And as it gets closer to the shape that you want, you can refine your cuts. Make sure that you're always paying attention to what you're doing. We can't emphasise that enough. Be very careful with the scissors. Okay, so once you've done one, it's time to do another. Now, I made what I would call one-sided puppets. So that means I just printed off one of each of the templates, stuck them onto the card, and as you'll see towards the end of this workshop video, I painted the back so that you don't see all of the packaging branding. But if you've got time or the inclination, if you print 2 of each of the templates, you can have a double-sided puppet. And you can either colour them the same or do different designs on each side, so it's like they've got 2 personalities. They just show their good side, their bad side, a bit like in the Lego movie, good cop, bad cop. Or maybe colour one side, black and white the other side, happy colours one side, sad colours the other side. So there are a few ideas for you. And if you're sticking to one side, as I said, you can just paint the back of your puppets to cover any branding, packaging, markings. Then stick your sticks onto the back of your puppet. I use glue for that, but I also use a little bit of masking tape. And you may not want to see that, so you can just go over that with a little bit of paint as well. Now I use the grey acrylic paint that I had. I would recommend acrylic for this, but any colour would be nice. In fact, it could be good if it was a really bright colour as well. Okay, and there we have it. Now your puppet's ready to play with. and hope you enjoyed making these and having lots of fun playing with them.